like to welcome you all to what I feel is going to be a real good night's entertainment in bluegrass style. Boy, I'm telling you, this past week I've been off my feet just ever since I heard that Mr. Stanley was coming to town with his Clinch Mountain boys. I must have lost about 20 pounds. Before I go any further, I'd like to know how many of you people are being exposed to bluegrass for the first time tonight. Could I see a raise of hands? Well, I'd like to extend a special welcome to all you people, and I think it's only fitting here and now that I warn you people of the possible consequences. You know, bluegrass can do some awful things to a body. You take this hat I'm wearing now. You folks probably figured I was one of those spontaneous, instantaneous converts to baseball. Well, that's true, but that's not the whole story. I wear this hat to keep my hair in place. And you know why? This bluegrass music, when that 5-string banjo breaks into Foggy Mountain Breakdown, my hair just stands right up on end like that. And it takes about 4 days to a week to get it back down again. I'd look kind of weird walking around my hair all stuck out like that, you know.
We'd like to say a big howdy to you. We're real glad to be here in Montreal with you all tonight, and we hope you'll enjoy some of our old time picking and singing. I would like to ask you, can you hear this all right? It seems a little low to me. A little bit low. Can somebody turn this mic up just a little? Turn us up a little bit louder. Where is the engineer? Turn us up just a little bit louder. I guess they'll get to it. Test, test, testing, 1, 2. Is that better? Test. They say that's good. Okay. I'll introduce you to these fellows you see on the stage as they come up to pick and sing for you. And I believe the first one up tonight over here is playing the fiddle. He's all dressed up in a brand new suit. That's a blue serge. Is that what you call them? That suit cost $150. Shoes he's wearing there, I don't know where you can see them too well or not. He paid $51.50 for them. Look at that diamond ring he's got on his hand there. Silk white shirt, $18.95. Black tie, $3.50. He really goes dressed, don't he? Looks good. I believe he wears some of the raggedest underwear I ever saw. I'm sure you'll enjoy his part of the show. He's been with us now going on 3 years. He's been in the business for many years. I won't tell you just how long because he might get mad. That'd tell his age. But he was born and raised in the state of West Virginia. Curly Ray Cline. Let's give him a nice hand. Tune called Lost Train. We have it recorded in an album, and I'd like to tell you that Curly Ray played that tune in a fiddler's convention in Galax, Virginia, last October. He played against 5 or 6 of the best country fiddlers anywhere. Proud to announce to you folks here in Montreal tonight that Curly Ray Cline with Lost Train took first prize. Of course, they made him put it back, but he took it anyway. Over here now, I'd like to tell you who this fella is. He's been around with the show now, going on 3 years. You hear him singing the lead and picking the lead guitar on all of our latest recordings. Does a fine job, I think. He was born and raised in the state of Ohio, down around Cincinnati, Dayton, that part of the country. Let's give a nice hand for Larry Sparks.
All the things we have done together, all the joys and sorrow that we share, make me feel our love is like forever. Now I know you never really can. Don't step over and over to get to somebody new. Don't step over and over who always have been true to you. When my back was turned dreams all gone in dismay. Don't step over no love to get to somebody new. Don't step over no love who always has been true to you. Now you think you're happy with your new life. You don't know he's been untrue to you. But until you hear the whole town talking, then you know these heartaches like that. Don't step over no line to get to somebody new. No, don't step over no line who always has been true to you.
Don't Step Over an Old Love. That was recorded by the Stanley brothers about 5 or 6 years ago. We hope you like that. The other fellow over here now, I know you're wanting to know who he is. He's the oldest member on the show.
Kind of tells you looking at me.
He's funny, too. But he's been around now going on 4 years. He's a fine fella anywhere you run into him, on the stage, off the stage, or even up under the stage. I guess I've been knowing him for 25 years.
About 25 years.
Ain't nothing I wouldn't do for that.
Ain't nothing I wouldn't do for that.
That's the way we go through life, doing nothing for each other. His name's Melvin Goins from West Virginia. Let's give him a nice hand.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's good to be here tonight. Good to see all of you out. Glad you brought your wives with you. Of course, if you didn't bring your wives, I'm glad you brought somebody else's. Fellow with the fine string banjo here, as he told you, I've been with him starting on the 4th year. And I'll tell you, when it comes to old time picking and singing, the way that it's been heard for many years and the way it ought to be played, I think that this gentleman right here will fill the bill anywhere he goes, because if he hadn't, he couldn't have stayed in it as long as he's been in it. He's been in it 23 years, starting on his 24th year. He's rode a many miles, traveled in about 45 states and 7 or 8 foreign countries, and has been making records a long time, old-time country and gospel. Does a wonderful job. I know you'll like him here tonight, so let's get together and give him a wonderful hand. One of the famous Stanley brothers, Ralph Stanley, huh? Yeah!
Oh, you understand the man with the dram glass in her hand. She's drinking away trouble. She's courting another man. Last time I saw a man, she was sitting on the banks of the sea, with a 44 around her and a banjo on her knee. Sometimes I have nickels, sometimes I have a dime, sometimes I have $10. I'm gonna pay little Maggie's fine. another woman, you can get you another man. Thank you, folks. That's an old timer called Little Maggie. I recorded that in 1947, and again, I guess about 1960. I've been singing that about as long as I can remember. I'd like to do another old timer that I recorded too back in 1948 on the Columbia label, and again in 1962 on the King label, called I'm a Man of Constant Sorrow. Apologize to you. I'm a little bit hoarse tonight. We got in Montreal, I guess, around 9 o'clock last night. And we stayed with Lyle Benson. Stayed all night with him. And he treated us real good, but he got awful cold in the room that Larry and me stayed in. He's got a cold too. And I don't know what happened, whether the heat went off or I think a window or two was raised or something. Anyhow, I waked up about 1:30, and it was so cold in the room that the sheets on the bed had done turned blue. Finally dozed back off and waked up again about 4 o'clock. And I waked up, I was froze to death that time. That's the truth. My shorts was trying to put my long handle underwear on. But I'll tell you, Miss Benson, she was real nice to us. She said, I know you fellas has traveled a long way this morning, and said if you've got any dirty clothes, why, just lay them out, and I'll be glad to wash them and dry them for you. And I had a pair of long handles dirty, so I gave them to her. She washed them and ironed them real good. And I started to put them on. I reckon she thought she'd play a little trick on me. She took a needle and thread, sewed up all the buttons up and down the front of the long handle underwear. I reckon she thought I couldn't get in. But I fooled her. I went around at the back and crawled in that little trap door. Here's another old timer now we recorded. Get Larry to join in with me and help me out on this called I'm on my long journey home. Trying to record. We're going to record it about 2 weeks from now, and you'll be hearing it in a long play album this summer sometime called The Kitten and the Cat. Hey, gal, watch it now. I keep swallowing that thing that you're stepping up here from where I'm at. Oh, baby, come alive again. What do you think of that? I'll be gone, long gone, when the kitten starts talking again. Now you've been gone too many nights with the girls of town. I've taken you with the baby, I've never let you down. I don't know where you're going, I don't know where you're at, but I'll be gone, long gone, when the kitten starts talking again. Hey, gal, watch it now, I keep swallowing that thing that you're stepping up here from where I'm at. Oh, baby's come alive again. What do you think of that? I'll be gone, long gone, when the kitten starts talking again.
be drum alive again. What do you think that I'll be gone, long gone, and the kittens start talking.
Now, Melvin, we better call on you, I guess, for a couple of good songs.
All right.
Yeah, if you're feeling good tonight again.
I'll tell you what, I'll sing one with myself, and I'll get you to help me sing one. Will that be all right?
You will.
I always like to sing. You know, don't many fellas get to sing with you, and I always like to. That's the only way I get to sing with him is just.
Always enjoy singing.
Yeah, I do too. By the way, before we get to singing, I want you to give a little count of yourself. You ain't been seeing too much of you here for the last month or so, and I began to get worried about you.
Oh, you have?
Yes, sir. I was just talking to the other boys. You know, you ain't been around too much, you know, for the last month or so.
I didn't know you cared that much.
Why, sure. I think there ain't nothing in the world like you. Just like you said, me and you stick one another through thick and thin. Of course, it's like the longer I stick around, the thinner I'm a-getting.
I'll tell you, Melvin, where I've been.
Where have you been?
I've been right here in Montreal, Canada.
Oh, you been up here in Canada?
Been here 2 months.
2 months? Yeah, I think it's been about that long.
Got the best job I ever had in my life.
Oh, you mean you got a good job? Easy job.
No work, don't have to do nothing.
Boy, you have got a good job. You got one you don't have to do no work. And
Best thing to do, just walk around.
Just walk around and not do a thing, get paid for it.
Get paid good.
Well, I'd like to know one thing. What kind of a job have you got?
I'm on the police force.
You don't know that?
Easiest job I ever had.
And you mean you're on the police force here?
No work at all.
Well,
Now, while I've been here, where have you been for the last 2 months?
well, you know, I live down in the state of Kentucky.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I live down in eastern Kentucky.
Down the
And-
highlands?
Yeah, down in the mountains, you know, where the men's wild and the women's glad of it. I went into the chicken business, poultry business.
Poultry business.
Yes, sir. Man, I bought me 100 chickens the other day.
100 chickens.
100 chickens. Bought me 100 chickens. Man, they're just a pouring eggs.
Oh, laying chickens.
Laying chickens, yes, sir. We get 99 eggs a day.
About 100 chickens get 99 eggs a day.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that other chicken?
He's on the police force here in Canada. Thank you. You don't have to work neither. I'd like to sing you a little song. I hope you'll enjoy it. You've probably heard it several times, but I don't guess it'll mind hurt to sing one more time. It goes something like this. Well, how the mountain, tell me what you see. Bird tracks, look like a sea. Well, you can rock on the floor to the red for the bird got a little bit, just heading to the gate. He's big around the middle, run across the road, running 90 miles an hour, taking 30 feet a jump. Ain't never been caught yet, never been a treat. Some folks said you look a lot like me. Yeah. Some bees started making honey way up in the trees. Cut down the trees and the honey's all gone. Ole Slew Foot done made himself at home. He's big around the middle, run across the road, running 90 miles an hour, taking 30 feet jump. Ain't never been caught yet, never been treated. Some folks said he looks a lot like me. Over so where can it go? We check up the Godspeed, run him in the well, shoot him in the bottom just to listen to him yell. He's big around the middle, run across the rock, running 90 miles an hour, taking 30 feet jump. Ain't never been caught yet, never been treated. Some folks say he looks a lot like me. Woo!
He big around the bend, run across the road, running 90 miles an hour, take a 30 feet jump. Ain't never been, oh he ain't never been me. Some folks say he looks a lot like me. Some folks say he looks a lot like me. Some folks say he looks a lot like me. Yeah! Before I do the next song, I'd like to tell you one more little joke. Of course, most of the time the joke's on me. You know, I had a hard time of growing up and getting into the world. Had a rough time. There was a big family of us back at home, 9 boys and a girl. Of course, I'm kind of proud of my daddy. I've got another twin brother just like me. Old feller. Anyway, I never will forget the day we was born. My daddy was over in the holler back there at home helping the neighbor kill hogs. Back them times, boy, time was really bad. I'm telling you what's true, rough. Well, he come home for dinner. One of the women come in, you know, out in the country, you know how they come in and help you cook, you know, and help around the place, you know. She came in, she had dinner. My daddy came in, you know. She said, well, Mr. Goins said, you've got a fine pair of twin boys back here in the back room. Daddy come back and pulled his hat off and back, said, Lord have mercy. He said, what will I do now? My mother said, what do you mean, what will you do now? He said, well, times is so hard. He said, we'll never raise both of them boys. She said, what have you got in mind doing? Well, he said, I'll tell you. He said, we'll just have to take the ugliest one over here in the holler and drown him. Well, here I am. I'll tell you one thing, though. If I hadn't been a good swimmer, I wouldn't have made it. But I was all right after I got out of that sack. But times was really hard. My mother said times was so hard back at home that she had to pen 2 of us babies in one diaper before she could make ends meet. Well, how about me and you was trying to sing one together? You don't care, do you? This is the number and title now. We don't mean anything with the title of this song. The title of this song is You're No Good. You've been running around on me, I'm the eyes that I can see. You're no good, you're no good. Yeah! Every time I go to town, people tell me it's different. You're no good, you're no good. You run around with all the guys trying to line out the phone. You're no good, you're no good. The time has come to say goodbye, so hang your head. You're no good, you're no good. Get it, hurry! You run around all the guys, you know good. You ready to get around? Yeah! The time has come to say goodbye, so hang your head. You're no good, you're no good.
Okay, thank you, folks. We appreciate that applause. Wish you wouldn't give Melvin hardly as much so, because I'll tell you why. Every time he gets a big hand, that's very often why he wants a raise. And I just, I'm paying him every dime I can afford right now.
He's good to me, though. He paid me all the work.
We've got some requests here we'd like to do, and I forgot your name. I'm sorry. What is it now? Bob and Rose. Bob and Rose. I understand Rose is a real good 5-string picker, and we might get her up to do one after a while. This is one of my own numbers called Daybreak In Dixie. Daybreak In Dixie. We'll get some of the other requests on our show after a while, after we have intermission. Right now, we'd like to do a couple of sacred songs. We always include some hymns on our program. We like to sing them, and it seems like everywhere we go, the people enjoy them. And we picked out a couple tonight that we have in one of our latest albums. The title of the album is called Over the Sunset Hill. And the first one we picked out is called Going Up Home to Live in Green Pastures.
Troubles and trials often betray those on in the way, body to stray. But we shall walk beside the still waters with the good shepherd leading the way. Going up home to live in green pastures, where we shall live and die evermore. Even the Lord will be in that number when we have reached that heavenly shore. Those who have strayed were sought by the Master, he who once gave his life for the sheep. Out on the mountain, still he is searching, bringing them in for terror to keep. Going up home to live in green pastures, where we shall live and die nevermore. Even the lost will be in that number when we have reached that heavenly shore. We will not heed the voice of the stranger, for he would lead us home to despair.
Here's the other song now we picked out called What Kind of Man. We're going to take a little intermission now. We have some albums along with us, and we have a few of the album that has them two songs in it. Going Up Home to Live in Green Pastures and What Kind of Man. And we have some albums of the Stanley brothers. Carter, Stanley, and myself started our band in 1946 and traveled on the road for nearly 21 years before Carter passed away. Was 2 years ago, the first of this last December. And a lot of folks have asked me what caused his death and so forth. And he had cancer, that's what caused it. And we have a brand new album out by the Stanley Brothers called How Far to Little Rock. How Far to Little Rock is a number that we recorded about 5 or 6 years ago and was very popular around over the country. And I don't know, we have 5 or 6 selections there. We have sacred albums and also some country albums. And we got a new song book there called Ralph Stanley and the Clinch Mountain Boys, song folio number 2. It's got a picture of all of the Clinch Mountain Boys and myself with a life history. And it's got pictures of Carter and myself, the Stanley brothers. Got a picture of Bill Monroe and me, made in Columbus, Ohio. We was rewarded an award for sticking to the old-time bluegrass picking and singing 2 years ago in Columbus, Ohio. Also has a picture of Carter's grave where he was buried down at the old home place in Virginia. This book sells for $1.25. Anybody interested in any of these albums, our songbook, Melvin Goins has them, and I would like to tell you, if you'd like to have them, why, take them from Melvin, because that's all he makes on the road, just what he sells in albums. I'm really choked up tonight. And he's a long ways from home, and he might not get back. And I see Curly Ray Cline, he's just dying to tell about his album. He's got a new album that he's got 12 old-time fiddle tunes. You can see it there, Curly, hold them up. That's Curly and 3 of his best foxhounds on the front of the cover. When he's not on the road, while he's in the woods fox hunting. So last summer he took a battery tape recorder and went in the woods in Pike County, Kentucky, and recorded this Real Live Fox Race. That's one of the tunes that's in it, along with Black Mountain Blues and I don't know what, 11 others. So Curly's got that on sale. Now, is that all, Melvin? Curly's got a picture there.
Just come up and buy them, that's all.
And if they don't want to come up and buy them, you might take them back to show them and
Yeah,
hold
if
up
they
their
don't feel
hand.
like walking, I'll come back, because I need every dime I can get.
Bye.
That's funny loud.
We'd like to thank you for your attention and appreciate you buying the albums and the books and so forth. And anybody that bought them and didn't get our autograph that want it, why, we'll be glad to after the show. And we still have albums and song books and pictures left if anybody decides they'd like to get one after the show. We've had some requests and we'll do our best to fill all of them that we can. We recorded the Stanley Brothers around 600 songs and tunes, 30-some long play albums. And there's a lot of other numbers that we have had requested that we don't know. I'm real sorry, but there's so many that we haven't had time to learn all of them yet. One of the requests, though, was one we recorded called How Mountain Gals Can Love. We'll try that one.
Edenborn, go back home, back to you. We never, never long down
Requested was one called Sharecropper's Son. It's in one of our King albums here. I believe we have 2 of them left, so we'll try that one for you. The Sharecropper's Son.
We moved here from somewhere when I was 14, working for ground for bacon and beans. Landlord told me part-time was here, didn't mean a thing, 'cause already here. They got too dark now, work's never done. The Lord have mercy on the Sharecropper's Son. Mama's got the fever and the baby's sick too. Papa left town, was open up that room. There's down in prison, saying he's one back. Ain't a bloodhound in Georgia that can follow his track. They like to dark now, work's never done. The Lord have mercy on the Sharecropper's Son. He's taking you tobacco right out of your They take her bath on Saturday. Daylight till dark, my work's never done. The Lord have mercy on the sharecropper's son. Crops are all well if no rain day or night. Preacher said for dinner, we ain't got a bite. Living in the family tent, dollars and a ton. Mama just told me there'd be another one. Daylight till dark, my work's never done. The Lord have mercy on the sharecropper's son.
I believe that's just a little bit loud now.
Yeah.
What do you say, Melvin? Is this like your wife?
It's like your wife tries to talk back to you.
Yeah. Test, test. No, it's the wrong button. Test, test. That's it. Testing, testing. Test, 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 test.
Sounds sexy.
Do what? Count to 60. I can just count to 3. I don't know. Is that loud enough now? Turn it up just a little.
Just a hair.
Just a hair. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Is that better?
Yeah.
Just a little more then. I believe that'll be all right now. No. Test, test. I'll tell you, we'll leave it right there. And Larry, when we sing, we'll just get right in there. Just as close as we can get to it. It's still a little bit loud, though.
Yeah.
Curly, you know you've not done too much fiddling tonight, have you? If you expect to get rid of all them Fox-hunting albums, you're going to have to do some fiddling. Yeah. But I'll tell you what I'd like to do. Let's do one on this other album here. We just have 2 left, called Roll Hole. We'll all join in on this one. Except Larry. And I don't know what to do about that. I was going to say, did everybody keep their tickets, or half of them, when you come in tonight? Have they got a number on them? Be sure and hold on to them. We'll have a drawing after the show, and we'll give Larry to lucky winner. What do you think about Montreal and Canada?
Yeah, it's the first time up here, but I kind of believe I'd like it. There's a lot of pretty women up in here. A lot of pretty women.
Do you think you'd like to stay up here, huh?
Yeah, I might just stay up here.
Well, we may have a drawing in after the show. We might just stay, let somebody win you then.
Yeah.
Let's see, we're going to call on Bob and Rose now just in a very few minutes. If you all would like to come on up, why, they're going to do a couple of 3 numbers for you. And while you're getting ready, we'll do a sacred song that we had some requests for, called Rank Stranger.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We hope you liked that one. That's one of the most popular sacred songs that we ever recorded. Now I believe Bob and Rose is ready. And Rose, you come out here now and let's see if this strap will fit you. Now let's give Bob and Rose a nice hand. Okay, who does talking now, Rose? You're the boss. An A, yeah. Get all this stuff geared up here. Bob, you do the talking?
Yeah, fine.
Why don't you come on up and tell the little folks a little something about you and Rose while I get this thing fixed up.
Maybe I could just remind all you folks that Joe Grondin will be out at the back of the hall by the door on your way out tonight. You can join up for the Old Time Country Music Club of Canada, get on the mailing list so that whenever an event like this comes up, you'll hear about it automatically through the mails. And also, tickets will be on sale for next Saturday's barn dance at Brossardville Legion. Tickets are $1.50, and Joe will have them in the back there. I'd also like to find out how many people are here from Ottawa tonight. Hey! Isn't that wonderful? 25 or 30 people down from Ottawa tonight, and we've also got 10 or 15 people from Sherbrooke, and I know we have a lot of people here from Montreal. So you Sherbrooke types, You Montreal types, you Ottawa types, I know you're going to enjoy Bob and Rose Savoy.
Thank you. It's quite an honor for us to play next to the Stanley brothers. I've been listening to bluegrass all my life, and we've only been playing it about 2 years, so any mistakes along the way, they're not meant for. They just come natural, I guess. So we'll try to start off with Northbound. Coming around the mountain winds come, so the wife says. wife, we have an album coming out. It'll be out this Monday. It's our first real big, good break. I hope the LP doesn't sound as we do here tonight. But anyway, we'll do one of Jimmy Martin's. Not because we don't like the Stanleys, but when you're asked up here in the frequency of a moment, you can't think of any pieces at all. But the only one I have in mind right now is one of Jimmy Martin's. It's called I'll Never Take No for an Answer.
I'll never take no for an answer, just as long as I have a chance with you. I'll never take no for an answer, 'cause without you my life would be so blue. You tell me, sweetheart, you found another, but somehow I can't believe that it's true. Are you doing your sweetheart to make me jealous? Is it true? Have you found somebody new? My heart really knows that I love you, and keeps telling me what I should do. And if you say you'll be mine, everything will be fine, 'cause I know that you feel the same way too. I'll never take no for an answer, just as long as I have a chance with you. I'll never take no for an answer, 'cause without you my life would be so blue. 'Cause without you my life would be so blue.
A fine job there, Bob and Rose. That's a wonderful job. Pretty hit your way on the fit at it. We had a request now for one of the tunes that's on your album. You don't care a bit for me to tell me that, do you? This is one called Black Mountain Blues. I believe Lyle requested this, didn't he? So we'll try that one. The Black Mountain Blues. the way you heard it there on the stage. We'd like to get Melvin going now to do another song or two, so Melvin, come right on up. Pick out a couple of the old times.
All right, let's do an old timer called the Nine-Town Hammer. Well, the nine-pound hammer is a little too heavy. Maybe for my size, Lord, Lord, maybe for my size. Roll on, buddy, get a load of coal. I can't roll on, Lord, but no, he won't go. On the mountain, go see my baby. No, ain't coming back. No, ain't coming back. Roll up, buddy, get a load of coal. I can't roll off, Lord, but no, he won't roll. Just get a little brew. Roll up, buddy, get a load of coal. I can't roll off, Lord, but no, he won't roll. When I'm long gone, you can be my tombstone. I'm a number 9 coal, long, long, I'm a number 9 coal. Roll up, buddy, get a load of coal. I can't roll off, Lord, but no, he won't go. I don't believe I can do it pretty hard. Well, I'll try. If I can remember it, I'll try. That's one that's on the pen. Old people would come from far away, and it's all night to the break of day. When the caller would call and dozy go, but your Uncle Ben was ready to go. Late evening, the mountain down, down here above the town. Uncle Ben played a fiddle over high and rain. You could hear it talk, you could hear it sing. Well, played an old beat to call Soldier Joe, and the one to call the boss to go. The greatest of all, won't you kneel in and be left for fiddle again. Lady in the mountain, down here above the town. Long been played the fiddle over high and rain. You hear it talk, you hear it sing. Oh, never shall I get dead for my dad when Uncle Ben was calling me. Hung up his fiddle and he hung up his bow, and it was time for him to go. Lady in the mountain, down here above the town. Long up in the fiddle, high and rain, yeah, talk, yeah, it's
Good job, Melvin. That's one of Bill Monroe's songs there. I don't think Bill's got a thing that Melvin couldn't have fixed. No, it is a real good job. I didn't know you done that.
right. A long time.
That's the first time we've ever tried that one. It's a good song, though.
That's
Good song.
unrehearsed.
Yeah. First time we ever tried it. Let's see now. Bob, you requested a couple of numbers. What about you and,
Clinch Mountain Backstep.
well, we done the Rank Stranger.
Clinch Mountain Backstep.
Clinch Mountain Backstep. What about you and, there was another one. God gave you to me.
Little Birdie.
All right, we'll do Little Birdie and, we'll do the Clinch Mountain Backstep right now. Kentucky, Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, way back several years ago. My mother used to play the banjo. She had 11 brothers and sisters, and every one of them played the banjo some. She used to tell me that they had, used to have corn shuckings, you know, and bean strings. Maybe they'd get 100 bushel of beans, green beans that is, you know how you string them, and they'd pile them up in the floor, and right in the middle of that beans, they'd put maybe a half a gallon or a gallon of moonshine liquor. And as soon as they got into the whiskey, why, they drank it, see? So I don't imagine the 100 bushel lasted too long, you Curly? But that's the way they got their beans strung and so forth. So here's the way they played it. This one's called Little Birdie. about one or two of them left, 2 or 3 left, along with Just Because, the Hills of Roane County. Larry, let's do the Hills of Roane County. That's a real good old town. And I believe someone asked for that while ago, so we'll try to do that before. Hills of Roane County.
In the beautiful hills way back in Roane County, that's where I've grown for many long years. That's where my heart's been taken most of. That's where the first step of fortune comes. I was 30 years old when the cold began to move. When our man who Gilbert was in cold my wife. Her brothers left me for some other reason. Just 3 months later, I'd taken some time. For 25 years, this old world I've run. I went to old England, to France and to Spain. And I thought of my home way back in Roane County. I boarded a steamer and I come back again. I was captured and tried in the village of Kingston. Not a man in that county would speak one kind word. When the jury came in with the verdict next morning, a lifetime in prison was the words that I heard. When the train pulled out, poor mother stood mute. And sister, she sat alone with the sun. And the last words I heard was, Billy, God bless you. Was, Billy, God bless you, God bless you, goodbye. No matter what happens to me in Roane County, no matter how long my sentence may be, I love my old home way back in Roane County. It's way back down in old East Tennessee. Straight Martha was great before he was better. There's better and worse, although you can see. Boys, when you ride home from the prison in Nashville, place one of my songs in your letter for me.